Hey there, it's your buddy Kathy A. And it's 2026 now, and this video actually is probably around 8 years old. But you know, maple season is upon us, and I did a lot of research on this. I had this video on my other channel, but of course it was hacked and I don't have access to it, and I want to have it on this channel. I hope you enjoy this. It's a little lower grade recording, but I think it's a lot of fun. Enjoy! I'm actually going to talk about maple syrup. Now this is sugaring season, as they call it, so I thought I would take you on a tour of a sugar house and also explain exactly how maple syrup is made. It's really kind of fun, and there's some surprises along the way. So every weekend in March, IOKA Valley Farm has a breakfast weekend where they serve breakfast with their own homemade syrup and pancakes and sausage and bacon and all kinds of wonderful things. I had French toast actually in their cafe restaurant. It's a working farm. They do things year-round for the community. They're award-winning, and I just thought that I would share my experience there with you. I guess I was always a city girl, you know, and I was raised on the log cabin stuff that my mother bought at the grocery store. I had no idea it was only like 2% of real maple syrup in log cabin syrup. So it was kind of we were duped when we were growing up, and a lot of us got used to that taste. So trying real maple syrup is really a treat. And you can do a variety of products from maple syrup. So let me go into a quick little documentary all about maple syrup, and then we'll show you the live tour that we got of the sugar house, and I'll show you some taps that I found along the side of the road. The story of maple syrup. Maple syrup is actually the sap of the sugar maple tree. You can find the sugar maple in different areas of the Northeast and parts of Canada. In fact, Canada itself is the largest world producer of maple syrup, producing hundreds of thousands of gallons of maple syrup every season. In the U.S., Vermont is the top producer of hundreds of thousands of gallons of maple syrup, famous for their picturesque towns and sugar maple tree abundance. These sugar bush farms make some of the best maple syrup ever. So where did maple syrup come from? Who discovered it? Many people think it was the indigenous people who lived here, throwing tomahawks around for practice or maybe at an animal. It struck a tree during sap season, and maybe they saw some sap trickling out. Figured out that if you heated it up and the water cooked off of it when they cooked their roots and vegetables, it actually had a sweet taste, and maple syrup was invented. There was even a ceremony in which they celebrate the first full moon of spring, called the maple sugar moon. Now, the end of February and early March is when sugaring season starts. With such ideal temperatures, warmth in the daytime and cold at night, the trees begin to raise the sap from the ground, from their roots, and it goes all up into their branches, and it's perfect for collection. This all changes 6 to 8 weeks later when their buds start to come out, because the chemistry of the tree changes as sort of a combative effort on the tree to protect itself. To feed the buds and the leaves takes a different kind of sap. So that would mean the end of sugaring season. Now at the end of February, everybody races out with their drills and their taps and their buckets to drill into the maple trees. Just about 1 inch in with a 7/16 drill bit on a slight angle, and then you tap in what's known as a stile, which is kind of like a little tap that you stick into the tree. The south gets the warmer sun in the daytime, so you want to go to the south side of the tree, put the tap in, and you'll probably see some sap running out right then, but you need something to collect it with. So a lot of these taps, or spiles as they're known, have hooks or attachments where you can hang buckets. and buckets will collect the sap for you. You actually have to check them every day because each tree could yield between a quart and a gallon of sap each day. So this is a typical small farm way to tap the trees. You have little roots on the buckets, and that keeps the rainwater out and keeps pests from getting into it. But it's dripping just a little bit. One at a time into the bucket. If you were to taste the sap right now, it would taste like nothing to you. It would just taste like water. A sugar tree needs to be at least 40 years old in order to produce sap. Now, how many buckets should you hang on the tree? Well, if you think about how you can give a pint of blood, maybe you just feel a little bit woozy, have some orange juice and you're fine. Same thing with a tree. For a 10 to 17 inch circumference of the actual trunk, you would have one bucket. You'd never have more than 3 buckets on a tree. This is actually too many, and so are these. Actually, these people are quite ambitious, but that will harm the tree in the long run if you put too many taps on it. So you'll see different types of buckets and containers on the trees along the way. People are quite creative with how they collect. They have to consider the elements and animals and insects and leaves and waste and wind, all kinds of factors. So now they need to empty out these buckets into larger buckets and collect them each day. It used to be done with horse-drawn carts. Lassie! And quite a fun family project. But soon, I think in the modern day, they use a different kind of horsepower. Now, modern day taps in more professional outfits are a little bit more sophisticated and hygienic, and it's quite a system. You put the tap attached to tubes and wrap the tubes around the trees, and then you can just string them down, especially down hills, and they all meet up in catch basins like this one. They also have to be changed out, these large catch basins, because of course you'd be getting hundreds of gallons every day. Now, with lines like this out in the woods looking a lot like clotheslines in some ways, you have a lot of dangers for the wildlife in the area, like a moose that might happen through, or our little cheeky friend, the squirrel. They lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in leaking syrup sap from things like this, and also insects and things like that. They have to monitor their tap lines very, very meticulously. So, how does maple tree sap become maple syrup? Some of you may think that that's how it comes out of the tree and then they add a bunch of sugar and stuff to it, but actually, no, it's just tree sap boiled down. And boiled down a lot. It takes 40 gallons of tree sap to create only 1 gallon of maple syrup. 80% of the water content needs to boil out of the syrup. So that means a lot of boiling. People boil in all kinds of vessels. They'll have outdoor fires with different kinds of pans. This one's using a foil pan for a smaller amount. This is something you would do at home. There's actual industrial style. This is a barrel oven, and then you can use your outdoor broiler. People make some really interesting homemade maple sap boilers. Now, this is an 8-hour process, and since you're boiling off 80% of the water, there's a lot of steam involved, a lot, and you have to keep that temperature high all day long. So, it's not recommended that you do it inside, because with so much steam, it can actually damage your interior walls. And if you have wallpaper on any of your walls, forget about it. Some people have to do it outside, and that's probably the recommended way. But what most people do in New England is they have what they call a sugar shack or a sugar house. Yes, that's where sugar shack came from. And it's a special building that's made to just have pans of boiling maple sap. It's kind of cool, huh? You can use large or small fire sources or ovens or stoves or heaters, as long as you boil that down, and it takes about 7 or 8 hours to boil down large amounts of syrup to create that precious maple syrup. It will take you about a quart of wood to boil through the whole 6-week season, and it has to be kept constant. This is a large sugar house in Massachusetts, up in the Berkshires, called IOKA Valley Farm. And they, like a lot of larger sugar houses, have very large equipment to help handle the hundreds of thousands of gallons that they process through it in the 6 to 8 week season. Now, it has to be highly babysat because fires can happen. There's a lot of ways that it can boil over, and it's so hot it can catch fire. So you have to sit there. You have to sit there for 6 to 8 hours and babysit that stove and make sure the fire's going and that there's wood there. But it can be a very social event, and a lot of people look forward to it, and they catch up on the stories, and it can be even romantic. You never know. Now, you have to boil the syrup until it reaches a certain consistency. You boil it at 219 degrees for about 7 to 8 hours, and then you use something that's known as a hydrometer. This checks the consistency, much like a hard candy thermometer would check your temperature of the hardball stage or the softball stage. A hydrometer is kind of a maple syrup thermometer to make sure you're right on track. When you pour some of your test syrup into this little contraption, you float this thermometer in the top, and it has to be between 32 and 35. In a candy thermometer, it's easy to tell. It says when it's at the hardball stage, so it's a very good comparison. Now, this is one of the big machines that they would have in one of the large producers of maple syrup. And this is a reverse osmosis machine, which removes a lot of the water out before it starts boiling, and that cuts down on the boiling time. After it's boiled and it's the right consistency, they're going to have to filter out some of the impurities. They call it the maple sand, and it's the junk that's at the bottom of maple syrup after it's been boiled and bottled. And then after everything is filtered out, it's put through a canner and it is bottled and ready to go. With the season over, all of the taps are removed from the trees, and the holes that are left in the maple tree will heal naturally, usually in 1 to 2 seasons. You don't reuse that same hole. You go to a different one, 6 inches over, 24 inches around. Everything needs to be power washed clean. All of the tubes get power washed through. Some used a chemical mixture, some use a salted water, but everything is cleaned and power washed with the same sort of stuff they'd power wash your porch with. After all of that is done and everything's put away, you are finished, and the farmers actually have an end of season party in which they celebrate another year of hard work done, and they can sit back and reap the rewards of their hard work.
All right.
Yeah, we got it.
Maple tree noise. Okay.
That's another important machine.
Important machine.
Yes, very important.
And here's a thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Brush up for this bus that's coming.
yay!
Okay.
We do about 50,000 taps, right? Takes about 40 gallons of tree sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup. That's what this display right here shows. Ow! Everything here is actually automated. Unlike old days, you would actually hook it up to a bucket. Can you imagine going around and emptying 50,000 buckets every day and how ridiculous that amount of time that would take? Now everything is actually hose fed in. You take these taps right here and actually gets fed right into the back of our sugar house over here, which will go next, so I can show you. You can see right here, all these hoses are straight off of our mountain. You can actually see them coming off of the mountain over here. So it's all gravity fed into here. These are our reservoir tanks. Keep in mind when maple syrup first comes out of the tree, it was only 3 to 5% sugar at that point. That's why we gotta boil off at least 80% of it at that point. So we go from this to actually, now as it's filling, this right here is our overflow tanks. You can see there's a camera right here. So when the camera is pointed on here and it's getting full, it says, Rob, you better come and boil your syrup or it's gonna be running all over the floor.
Oh, wow.
Now the old-fashioned way would have been wood fire. With this, you can only maybe fit 100 gallons of sap in, and after 8 hours of hard work of keeping it fed with that wood, you get maybe 10 gallons. Unlike this, our maple steam engine straight out of Canada, it takes 1,500 gallons of sap just to fill this up.
Wow.
And then, because it runs on such a constant temperature, it only takes 4 hours to get up to 100 gallons.
Wow.
All right? This actually takes about 80% of the water out before we even get to the boiling part.
Wow.
And then, after we are actually done boiling, we're not even done yet. It's not a finished product. We gotta go and put it through here and actually filter out what we call maple sand, which
Maple sand,
You
okay.
can see in the bottom of here, you see all that clay-looking stuff? That's maple sand. It looks like and tastes sort of like maple candy, except it's gritty.
Oh, okay.
It will be, it really grits up. So we actually feed that to our Black Angus, because our Black Angus love it. We raise Black Angus here. They're not milk cows.
Oh, okay.
After this, after we're done filtering it, we actually bring it. And you can see all these large 42-gallon steel drums right here. This is what we actually store it in. And these, what you see, is a sample of what's in it, so we can help grade and remember
Oh, that's cool.
what ones we have and which one.
I see they changed the grading system on
Everything
syrup.
is
It's all grade
grade
A.
A.
It's just darker or lighter now?
Great, golden, amber, and dark. The reason they did that because back in the day, when you had grade A, grade B, and grade C, people thought anything that wasn't labeled grade A was inferior. While that's not the truth, just because it's grade B does not mean it's inferior. It just means it has more flavor.
Okay.
Then we actually take it from this and actually bring it to 180 degrees in here in our canner and actually put it in all these nice fancy bottles for you.
Wow.
And this is actually a distributed in center too. We ship all over the world.
Oh, wow.
But
That's cool.
that's it in a nutshell.
That is so cool.
If anybody was interested, I will do a tasting with y'all too.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
Love that. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay.
The main
Oh,
hand
look.
here.
Right.
You have any tapping questions, she's the one to answer. She's the one who actually taps with her father. Go ahead. It's nice and quiet here, hon.
Okay.
No big rush.
Cold, you have your heater here, and then there's the fire over there.
Good. So as I was saying in there, all right, the grading system has changed and nothing, we don't add anything when we boil this down. You can see the first of the season is so much lighter than the last of the season.
Oh, yeah.
And the only thing that makes that difference is Mother Nature herself. So this is the first of the season. This is a grade A golden. This is our candy syrup. This is the one that we can, only one we can make our lollipops, fudges, and maple leaves out of. Now keep in mind that's the sweetest tasting, but they all have the same sugar content. This is halfway through the 6-week season. This is a grade A amber. If you guys have been here for pancake breakfast, this is what you get. You'll notice a little bit more maple flavor, a little less sugar.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have a grade A dark. This is my personal favorite. You'll notice a subtle vanilla aftertaste to it, and it's the most maple we have here. Most people use it for baking and cooking, but I use it for everything.
Delicious.
Next, if you guys throw that spoons away, I'll actually hand out this next part. We have a maple cream and a maple butter. Does anybody know the difference?
No.
Maple cream is nothing but maple syrup that has been boiled and frozen and whipped to give it a butter-like consistency without the dairy. So this is vegan friendly, vegetarian friendly, and lactose intolerant friendly. Basically anything, because it's just maple syrup. Keep in mind too that this has less calories in it than this because it's been whipped, so there's air incorporated into it. Oh. You have a taste of this. You can use it as you could any kind of butter. Picture it on a hot biscuit fresh out of the oven, or even as a cinnamon bun topper.
Cinnamon bun topper, I can see that.
Oh,
Yummy.
yes. And
Yummy.
next, I'll give you a taste of the maple butter.
Oops, I'm sorry, I threw my spoon out.
It's okay, we don't do
Thank you.
double dipping, so you did the right thing, hon.
Thank you.
With this, you'll notice it's more of a salted caramel flavor. And this actually does have butter in it. We use a cabbage
what is this?
butter. This is a maple butter. The first
looks
one
like
you tried
caramel
was
sauce.
a maple cream. Next, I have a maple mustard that we actually make fresh here too. The only thing I don't do is I don't grind my own mustard seeds.
Okay.
Everything you're trying here is fresh. Really good on trout. I personally use it on a smoked brisket when I make a smoked brisket.
So this is maple mustard.
Yes. Sweet and
good.
tangy.
It's got a hot finish to it. Yeah,
We bought some of this last week.
I think we did.
Yep.
The stuff this week I just made last night.
Wow.
So seriously, I just made it last night.
And
this is a maple barbecue that we make fresh here.
Ooh.
It's sweet and a little bit of a bite.
Oh yeah. Got that bite.
And next, I have a maple ambrosia salad.
Oh.
This is something new here
cool.
that we've been giving out for people to try. Judy, the second generation
pineapple.
owner, makes it. Yes. Next, I invite you to try our maple lemonade. It's an all-natural energy drink that you cannot crash from because it's made with nothing but lemon, water, and maple syrup. Maple syrup brings you up without bringing you down. Unlike honey is actually a sedative, so honey will put you to sleep. Maple syrup brings you up, levels you off, you do not crash from it. We have a 78-and-a-half-year-old lady who either drinks that as her energy drink or a maple milk.
Oh yeah, the maple milk. Yeah.
Yes.
She
Now,
talked
I
about
hope you guys
That was
have
delicious.
enjoyed all my offerings here today.
it. All right. Definitely. Now we're going to dig into some of the goodies. Thank you. I need your name.
I'm Abigail Phillips.
Abigail Phillips.
Abigail Phillips.
Thank you for the tour. And I will give you my card soon. It's 15 degrees out. We weren't ready for that.
Hi, welcome. I'm Debbie. How are you today?
We're very good, thank you.
Good. Are you warming up?
I'm not sure about
Connecticut and
that.
got lost, so.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, welcome. I was going to say, can I get you some coffee or
Yes,
hot
please.
tea or anything?
I'd like some coffee,
Some
please.
coffee? Sure. How about for you, sir?
Do you have diet soda?
I don't. I have maple lemonade. I have orange juice, apple juice,
Coffee's fine.
some coffee. And would you like bold, decaf, mild?
Bold sounds great.
Yeah, bold
Okay,
sounds
2
good.
bold coffee. We'll put that right in for you.
Great,
Okay?
thank you. How's that pancake?
The blueberries are delicious. The chocolate chips are chocolate chips. And the coffee is putting hair on my chest as we speak. It's wonderful.
Coffee is strong. And the French toast is delish. I guess they use their own cinnamon bread for it. Really good. It's very light, mild, it's grade A maple syrup that they're using.
She drank the Kool-Aid.
I feel healthier already.
There are other products that you can make from maple syrup, and beginning with maple syrup, you can create creams and butters and sugars and candies. If you boil it continuously at a higher temperature, you can create soft and hard candies, and you can make fudge with it as well. An interesting recipe is snow candy, where you ladle hot maple syrup onto the snow, roll it, and it becomes a delicious lollipop. Of course, one of my favorites is maple walnut ice cream. And of course, my husband likes the Vermont maple syrup, sausages, and bacon. You can use maple sugar to do a lot of baked goods and substitute that for your white sugars. Makes delicious nut breads. And cookies. Oh, those maple cream cookies, we've all seen them. And how about when Burger King does their maple barbecue Whopper? And yes, alcohol, maple bourbon. How many of you remember Mapo? I want my Mapo. And they used, I think this is the first time they actually used sports figures in advertising. One of my favorite byproducts of maple syrup is cotton candy. It's absolutely out of this world. Wait a minute. Oh, somebody's clever.
It does look like his hair. Oh, man. Oh, I just love this stuff. Okay.
There are a million products made from maple syrup. Now, you may think that maple syrup is stuff you can buy in the grocery store, but these kinds of maple syrup aren't really maple syrup at all. And in fact, the log cabin syrup only has 2% of actual maple syrup in it. We've been duped. Many of us opt for these horrible artificial sweeteners, which our bodies don't even really know how to process. Equally as bad, cane sugar. Awful. Maple syrup is loaded with nutrients and minerals and things that really help your body, and it's sweet. Maple is not the only type of tree that you can actually make syrup from. You can make it from the birch tree, the black walnut tree and black walnuts, and the hickory tree. And there are various different maple trees you can also make maple syrup from, although they have a slightly different taste and yield a different amount. Slightly less sugary. There are some challenges with the maple syrup industry, and one of them is this horrible little creature. This is the Asian long-horned beetle. And this little fella is to be feared. He bores into trees, lays eggs in little slats. They hatch and they bore their way out. It can destroy an entire forest. It is absolutely horrible. If you ever see any wood that looks like this, report it immediately to the Department of Agriculture. It's really creepy. They're destroying a lot of the hardwoods. They came over about 10 to 15 years ago in crates of untreated wood from China. All those crates were cut from slats, and the eggs in them hatched, and they crawled off and wound up in the woods nearby, and they're spreading all across the U.S. The maple borer beetle is also a threat. It goes in, but it has mostly a staining and cosmetic issue with the wood. It's not quite as destructive as the other type of beetle. And there's fungus like tar spot and horrible diseases for maple trees like sap streak. So in closing, this is a wonderful product, and they are all measured by how much light gets through. The lightest, of course, is the lightest golden. That's the earliest in the season, and it gets darker as it goes to the end of the season. It's liquid gold, and I hope you've enjoyed our special today on maple syrup. You can also make a really nice mask using yogurt, oatmeal, honey, and maple syrup, and it makes a beautiful hydrating mask. So maybe I'll demonstrate that someday. Anyway, I'd like to thank Abigail and IOKA Valley Farm for allowing me to film and for the wonderful tour. I really feel much more educated about maple syrup, and I just really think it's a cool product. It's organic, it's vegan, it's just wonderful. And it comes from my friend the maple tree. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.